everybody. It's Kelly and happy Friday night. So let me try to get this relatively straight for you guys. Okay, so that is straight. So tonight I'm going to be using this. That is if my app will let me get there. I'm going to try this. Sorry, guys. My internet is being a little bit slow, I believe. You know, we all know that. And if you can hear like pounding and running, that's not me. That's my next door neighbors. Their grandkids are here. So you might hear some running and that kind of stuff. So, hey, Barbara. Happy to see you. Okay, so happy Friday. So this is what I'm going to be using today. And I went through and I found this picture of my grandson back at the end of March. And at the time he was 9 months old. Sorry, I had to count on my fingers. I'm glad you guys didn't see that. So happy Friday, Cynthia. So this is one of the last like early pictures from the year that I have to scrap of him. The next ones in the batch go to May. So this is how I store my photos, and these are Copper Hopper photo envelopes. You guys may have seen these. And then I just put them in order. The top one is the oldest one, like that. And for this, my grandkids family, I have 2 of these envelopes right now of stuff to scrapbook. Now, I really need to get working on some 2-page layouts because that will greatly reduce these piles. The other thing that I just discovered as I was going, I was thinking of some photos that would really work with the colors of what's in here, and realized that a lot of my summer, like mid to late summer photos aren't printed yet. So I print them somewhere else. I have the ability to print them at home, but I just print them at my Walmart down the road, really seriously. Trust me, my stepkids are just happy that they're documented, right? So like these are pictures from my grandson's baseball game, and I bet there's 10 to a dozen here, so that are going to need to be trimmed down and that kind of stuff. So I really need to get working on some 2-page layouts to do that. Anyway, so the reason I pulled this is that tonight I'm going to work from a kit, and a stash curated kit of my own kit. So Shamel started this thing up that she used to do with 2 peas in a bucket called Best of Both Worlds kits. And so what she did is on scrapbook.com, she has a link, or to scrapbook.com. If you watch any of her Facebook videos, she always puts that prominently out there. And she lists like a group of things. And then you can buy them either one at a time. You can buy like everything, or choose what you want to use from that kit, and then, or what you don't want. For instance, she includes stamps, inks, I'm trying to think what else she included this time. She included foam squares, so trying to build up some general things as well as pattern papers and embellishments. But you can pick and choose what you want to do. Now, because I'm on a stash freeze, or was supposed to have been since last September, thank you, COVID, I broke that. But anyway, I decided to curate mine from my own stash, and to start out, like her kit had a lot of not Pink Paisley, Pink Fresh Studios stay-at-home collection, which I had a lot of as well. So I made my first kit from that, and I'll show you. So this is how I store them, by the way. This is a Recollections crafting storage, and I have, can't get these anymore. These are the trays that you could put inside of them. You can't buy these anymore, at least not at Michael's anymore. So this is how I store them. This is where the embellishments go, and you know how I store them. My Christmas kit I store like that as well when I'm not using it. So let me grab the papers. I'm not going to go through all of these embellishments or any that kind of stuff, but let me grab these papers here. get that out of the way. So the stay-at-home collection, I have a few pieces of those papers left, were these. And you guys saw these if you saw my pandemic album. I had a lot of that stuff in there. So these are the colors. I looked at this photo and went, oh yeah, that totally will go with them. So I used what I could, and my first kit had a lot more of the actual papers that she had in it because I had a lot of those. I liked it so much, I made 13 layouts with my Stash Curated kit, and then last weekend put another one together. And I did make one layout from this kit already. So I had to pull other things together, so let me just kind of pull this together. If you go to my Instagram, you can see the layouts, you can see some of the pieces that I included. So here's, let me get this out of the way. So here's some of the pieces I already used. This is a cut apart from that Let's Stay Home collection. But there's what my papers looked like, to give you an idea of that. So kind of just across the board, and then I pick and choose as I figure things out. Like I said, this worked really well. I included some alphas. I have puffy stickers. I have die cuts. I have chipboard. I have other stickers. I used up 3 packages of enamel dots doing this, so that was kind of cool. And it's been really fun. I've had a really good time doing this. So I'm just going to pull out, like there's some Never Grow Up in here, so I grabbed that. She had an Amy Tangerine Picnic in the Park sticker sheet. I didn't have that, but I had the die cuts. So here's some more. One of my alphas is gold, so I threw in some gold embellishments. There's a lot of turquoise in there, so I had to do that with another set of trying to think, another set of enamel dots that you can't see here. So anyway, so if you're interested, she always puts a link up there. The link for this kit is no longer there because she's got a new one that you can order now that she's going to use in September. So if you want to either do that, you know, pull the product from there or curate your own from what she shows you, that would be, you know, it's fun. I'm having a good time doing this. So let me catch up. Hey, Sandra, it's nice to see you. And yes, you are catching me live. And hey, Virginia, nice to see you as well. So I love this paper right here. And I'm thinking maybe I might use this, that would be a fun way to do that. To work with this. I certainly can, you know, those colors are there. This paper I could use as well too, although pretty heavily pink. I'm missing, not that I have to have the orange because that's not a big deal. The Acidity green is there. There's no kind of red colors in here. So as much as I love that, I think that's not it. You know, I'm not above using flowers, but I think I won't do that. Oh, and the other thing, so I also have some of my scraps here. I should show you what I did. I want to use, I pre-cut, do some pre-cut cut files and keep them in a little folder according to what I might want to use. And I used one the other day that said sister, but I have one that says exciting and one that says love as well. I'm not going to do that for this layout, but I keep those. And then I have this other Amy Tangerine heart paper as well too. Now, I do love it with this. I think that would be really cool. But I want to pull together, I think I want to use that paper there somehow, just because it's so pretty. And I've been kind of waiting to use it, I guess. Not really waiting to use it, but I've known it's been out there. So let me pull, this is a cool wood grain too, but not for this. So I might use some of this kit when I start doing some of these lives with you guys. I love this paper. This is an old Amy Tangerine paper that I loved and still have not used. Why do I do that, right? I think just because it's not been the right one. This I want to get used this this month on something. Cute little border, which is from that paper. And then this, how many of you guys remember the Dear Lizzie Neapolitan collection? And she had these crepe paper ruffles. And so I still had 3 of them. I used 1 of them, but I definitely want to try to use those up this month. Not in this layout, though. All right, so we know that I really love this and would really like this to be the basis of the layout. I think this is actually kind of cute with it as well, too, but we'll see if I can work that in. He's darling, but I don't know that I want to do the ruffles. Now, I could use either this side. I could use this as well. That's one of the other cool things. Oh, look, and I have 2 sheets of that. I forgot that. So that's nice to know. I do love this blue paper, though. That's why I included this one. And this is kind of what I do when I go through this. Hey, Kim, it's nice to see you. Ooh, Barbara, you are awesome that you know I call my grandkids M's. So yes, ruffles for M number 3, who is my granddaughter. Otherwise, 1, 2, and 4 are boys. So you get bonus points tonight for knowing that. So hey, Kim, nice to see you joining us. I actually have been to Columbus. I have a really good friend who used to live in Dayton, and we would go hang out in Columbus. This was many years ago, though I haven't been there in years. So I should not make it sound like I've just been there. It's been a while. Okay. And this is kind of pinky for me, so I think I'm going to put that away. This is cute, but I think I'll save this paper for something else. The squares, and these feel like squares and squares, so that's too much of that. So now you see I'm really starting to narrow this down. I don't love the polka dots with this, but maybe I will, because here's the other thing, you guys. I'm thinking what I would like to do, because I love this paper so much, not that obviously I have a second sheet here still, and I think that's the last sheet of this that I have. I think I would like to break this down into pieces and just use part of this. So maybe use a couple of squares. And I thought, okay, everybody sit down. I'm thinking I might use white cardstock. See, now you know why I told you you should all sit down. And hopefully you're laughing about that. I bet I wouldn't recognize Columbus. I think she lived there. I graduated from college in 1986. So, yeah, see, Cynthia? And so I was probably there in somewhere between 88 and 90. I think she lived there. So, yes. See, that's why I told you to sit down, Cynthia. Oh my gosh, I love it that you guys think that's funny. And scary that you know me well enough to understand why that was funny, right? Okay, so I'm going to go grab a piece of white cardstock. That's not that hard. It's right here next to me in my paper, my cardstock or faux patterned paper tower. And I'm thinking what I should just do is cut. So, Barbara, you finally feel vindicated. That's funny. All right. So I'm going to just cut this. And then I think what I'm going to do is cut 2 squares of this maybe. You can always cut more or less, all right? And see what I think. Now it's funny because of course I'm looking at this and going, what am I doing? What am I doing here? I'm using a tried and true Kelly thing, you know, some paper on the side, that kind of a thing. So I do kind of like that. I do like that little rainbow, but I don't know that I would like the rainbow going that way, although I guess I could. I could like it going that way. And I did flip this red so that the red is on the bottom. That just was a personal choice, but actually now that I think about it, I actually like it on top there a little bit better. And the reason why that is okay, so take a look at that, what that looks like. Then if I flip this here, the red is really close to the red and orange here. The red and orange are really close to that, and I think you lose the picture a little bit. So yes, paper on the side always works for me, for sure. So I'm thinking I like it the other way, the blue down here. So I try to remember, or try to remember to tell you guys why I'm thinking what I am. That it's not just, I'm not just doing it. And maybe, even though these greens and aquas are different, I actually kind of like those. Now, my other thought when I first was thinking about this layout is that I could also do like a little bit of a strip of one of these colors on the side here. And maybe I'll do that, but we'll see what happens, right, as I go. Oops. My my ATG that I forever need to take some undo to because it sticks to that. Just ripped a piece of paper over here. That will teach me. And I've still got these other 3 papers here because I'm going to want to have some layers. And I think this rainbow piece should go on here. During the pandemic shutdown, I guess Shamel was scrapbooking rainbows a lot. I don't know if you guys watch her. Obviously I do, right? And it was like I could get enough of rainbow stuff. And I think it's just because the world didn't feel very rainbow-y at that point. The other thing about this paper is that it's an ombre, so it's 2 squares. So these 2 squares are kind of darker than these 2, although this goes, that's not true, because this is darker than this, because I flipped it. So interesting, because I had to go, he's looking this way, so that's why he's on the right side of this. But I could always go pastel-y, or, you know, just put another little piece over here. I think I'm going to try that just to see what that looks like as I start working with things here, because I suspect that if I'm going to do this, that I may not want to, oh, see, now I put this on there and I'm not sure I like this over here with this here. Let's see, that's staying though, it's glued down. Because now it feels like really blocky to me, but we can see, right? So I kind of like that. I have this one for layers as well. That's a little bit darker. So let's do this for a little layer. And I think I'm going to call, now, because this has words on it, I really don't, I liked a thicker border on this, but let it be hope is not exactly the message that I want to do with the saying delicious. So what I want to do is make this narrow enough that it's hard to read what the words are. So I'll do that. Oh, I got some good pictures of the M's this week. They were with my daughter-in-law's dad, and he sent me a picture of him and M number 2 and 3 eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I got pictures of M number 3 waking M number 1 up this morning. All sorts of really cute photos, so those will be fun. He's getting really good about sending me pictures of the kids when he has them, which is cool. Okay, so then I'll make this border just a little bit bigger, I think. There. This is such a fun process to do this kit creation, because then when I sit down to scrapbook, I can just pull that plastic box and I know everything is going to work together. So that's been really fun. I was just trying to see to it. I don't know. So one of the advantages of doing this is I don't really love the way this looks as I'm looking at it here, but if I look at it on screen, I don't think it's really so bad. I actually kind of like it. But one of the things I think is that I might need some sort of shelf for this to sit on. And I definitely don't think I want it to go all the way across. going to even this up. This is the paper that my ATG just ripped, the darn ATG. I'm gonna just, there we go. So if I do this, then I can kind of gauge. And I literally am watching the screen because now I thought I needed a shelf to sit on, but I don't particularly care for it that way. Ooh, that's a thought too, Cynthia. We'll try that in just a second. And I do have some yellow scraps too. So I think this is a little dark. This might not be the answer. I might need to just put another layer of paper here. That does really brighten it. You're right about that. I think this needs to get thicker, right? And I could use embellishments to make a shelf too. That's the other thing. Yeah, I think if I hadn't done this rainbow, ooh, okay. If this actually comes up and doesn't cause any problems, I need to go play the lottery, right? See, ATG is not permanent right away. Okay, so let's see what I think. Yeah, I think it's okay because this is going to be covered. All right. So, what's the verdict? Which way do you guys like it better? Did you like it better with the rainbow or without the rainbow? And I think that Cynthia's right. I think some yellow in here would really help. And I definitely think I really like it with this there. Okay, I think so. Okay, so Virginia, yep, Virginia said the same thing. I'm thinking without. And I think definitely, if I'm going to do this, and this is kind of my, when I was thinking about what I was going to do tonight, I was thinking about this paper. I've had this design kind of in my head, so I think that would be really fun to do that. Okay, so then this, because this says wish and this isn't about a birthday, I think I've scrapbooked, I know I've scrapbooked all his birthday pictures. I'm going to do the same thing I did with the green paper, which is I don't really want to be able to read what the, I'm going to pick this up a little bit because there's a lot of green showing on one side and nothing on the others, or not as much on the others. I don't want to be able to read the word wish on that paper. Okay, so good call, Cynthia, and thank you, Virginia, because I agree. I think I like it better without it. And then I can do that original thought that I had. Okay. Yeah, look at how that pops. That's a really good call. I know, because we'll see, and I'm thinking of doing just calling this delicious. We do have the cut apart, parts of the cut apart left here. So I was just going to look and see if, like, Love These Days would work. So maybe we'll cut this out and see. Because that would work. All right, so now time to find some die cuts or stickers or chipboard. I don't think there's anything in these die cuts that'll be, but I should look, right? sleeping in. That was me. Let's go for a walk. He's not walking yet there, so. I like the puzzle pieces, but that really emphasizes the gold, and I don't know that I have gold there. So I think this might, there's the die cuts from this collection probably aren't going to work here. But I have lots to choose from. So, and it was not summer. We're not celebrating. Oh my gosh, this ice cream cone is really cute. I forgot that that's in here. That's kind of a cute piece. And here's a little bit more yellow if we want to emphasize that. I don't have any story or anything about this photo. It's just him chewing on his little, not walker. They used to be walkers, but they don't move anymore. And he's just being cute. And oh my gosh, he's walking now. I just can't believe it. That rainbow's kind of fun since we have a rainbow, little rainbow-like theme going here. It's not quite big enough. There's a thanks, big day. There's this rainbow heart one too, which is cute. I think I like the solid rainbow better. This Picnic in the Park collection is really cute. Okay, so this either has to go up or somewhere else. The nice part about this, it's not all full of huge, oh, and there's another ice cream cone. I have ice cream cone pictures with M's 1 through 3 when we were just out and about one day not that long ago, so I need to get those in there. All right. So what else do we have here that could work? This is the Bloom sticker sheet, and this was an exclusive at scrapbook.com because it has foil on it. So this, it's kind of girly for these photos of him. There is a play, the word play here. So we could do that. And I also have a word happy. This is when things get really messy. And now this is in a like a coppery rose gold here. So maybe this happy would work somewhere though. It's kind of light, but I guess that works with the lightness of that color up there. I was hoping for something a little bit bigger. There is a cloud here too, kind of in that color, which I always, for some reason, clouds kind of remind me of kids. And I do have letters in this color if I want to pull them from somewhere. Finding chipboard stuff that I'm loving here. But that's okay. So we'll see what we can do with this. This is a Vicky Boutin sheet. And I kind of like this shine brightly. Let's see. I don't really need that for journaling, so I can kind of do whatever I want here. I might need to switch to a different heart though, because the hearts were all on the other side. I think the blue one's getting lost too, so maybe we go back to the yellow and I make it work. This is one of those. See, this is another reason I like to do lives, because it doesn't always work quite as easy as we make it seem when we edit videos. That we can struggle too. I think that's going back up there. And I don't have any idea what that cloud has to do with anything down there, but it works for me right now. Okay. Then I have, this is another Paige Evans from Horizon. And it's, the colors are okay here. But what I have left is pretty dream. I'm looking at the word dream. Is pretty travel oriented yet. There is a hot pink Young, Wild, and Free globe. And this boy kind of was Young, Wild, and Free. And then I could pop one of these up here. So I kind of like the way that's looking if I pop that up. We want to get Delicious in here somewhere, and I think that would go up here. So let's stop fooling around here. That's me, not you guys who are fooling around. And get this glued down. That I think I've talked about this before. Many years ago I took a class by Heidi Swapp, and her big philosophy at the time was glue and go. So if you find something, glue it down and then just move on, because otherwise it takes forever to make decisions. Okay, just gonna put that kind of in here. The reason I'm kind of playing with this is if I do this, there's a little bit of trapped white space there. I don't know if you guys can really see that all that well, but there's a little trapped white space there right by the bottom of the globe. So I just want to move that enough so that I don't have that. It needed to shift either one way or the other. And I think actually the more I look at it, the more it's going to shift this way. I just like it a little bit more to that side. Look at this, you guys. My giant roll of foam tape is really getting close to being done. I have another one. It's so funny because I think, like, I don't know, I bet the new one I have is probably 5 or 6 months old because I was afraid I was going through it so fast. It takes forever because it is giant. Okay, so there we have that sun shines brightly, and I like that because it's a little bit of that kind of white. I think that sheet had, oh yeah, stars and hearts, so I could scatter those around too. And I didn't ink any edges. I've not inked as many edges from this collection with the last couple of layouts I've done, which I find very interesting. Because I like to ink my edges to get them defined, because this is a pretty light. So let's see, do I like it there? Or do I like it here? And I think I like it there just a little bit better. I do have this, but then it feels like it's all hearts up here, although there are 2 hearts up there. So another heart down here somehow would be a good thing. And I do have white hearts here, so maybe we'll do that. And let me see what else I have here that we could use. These are the like chipboard pieces for this collection. Okay, I'm one of those people that needs my desk kind of clean to be able to see and think. This is too many words, I think, if I put this over here. But I do like that cloud. And there is a heart that's in that light color that I could put down there. But if I put the Delicious up there, that, now that I think about it, which is the title, that won't work. Okay, but there is a chipboard heart here. Are there any? There are 2 chipboard hearts. So maybe we put these down here. Yeah, I think that's okay. And then that'll pull the hearts in. The ATG likes to pull the backing off of chipboard because I actually pull this off the back, and then the ATG pulls the paper, and it becomes kind of a mess, which is what just happened here. Okay. All right, so I have that and this one on here. And actually what I think I'm going to do is just tilt them a little bit. Okay, so we have that on there. Then we probably should get Delicious up here. Let's see, I like these letters, but I don't have enough of them. These are kind of small to do that. I might have to go get another alpha. This is too dark. I do have this blue. So, and there is blue up here, and we've got the blue down there. So maybe I do it with this font. And I have a lot of small letters, so maybe I'll do it here. I'm being daring tonight, you guys. White paper. Oh, Barbara, I just saw that I should replace the light bulb with the big heart. I'll try it, just because we'll see what we think. So if I take that off, the only thing I don't love about that is the rainbow back there, too. I think if this was more solid, I'd do it. I'm going to just pop this back on there. But that was a great idea. If I'd chosen a different circle, I probably would have done that. Okay, so where was I in spelling delicious? Oh my gosh, you guys, and it's so hard to spell on camera. So if I go wrong, yell at me a little much. Yeah, that's what I think too. But you have to try it, right, to see. But I think that was a good idea. And I think there is an exclamation point in here, so that would get this even enough that I won't have to move it. Because I'm being daring and I did not use my... I think it does need to move a little bit. And by a little bit, I think I do mean just a little bit. So now it's hard to get them up. There we go. You guys, I did something today that I have not done definitely since early March, and maybe even late February, because I don't remember the last time I did this. I ate at a restaurant today. I met a friend after I finished work, and we went to lunch at a little wine bar really close to me. Now, we were outside. The weather here is beautiful right now. So we went to a wine bar and we ate outside, and they did a really great job of socially distancing everything. They handed us the menus when they were still actually wet from being sanitized. So they must sanitize, and there weren't that many people there because we were there a little bit later. But anyway, so I felt really comfortable. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel, and it was fine. I have done takeout from restaurants. I've gone in and picked stuff up. I just have not eaten at an actual restaurant, either indoors or outdoors. So that was a big deal. And I happen to know we ate, the little wine bar is like just down the block from where I work. So I know the owners really well. I know, isn't that crazy? No, it's just weird that, and I was talking to the friend that I was with, and she was saying too, she ate in one the other day. She actually ate inside, and she said she got to a point after they'd been there about an hour where she just wanted to get out, that she didn't feel good being there. And she said it wasn't that they weren't following, you know, rules and social distancing, but it felt really creepy to be indoors eating. And I get that. So yeah, you'd never think you'd say that, right? But that is the world right now, I guess. Okay, so we have that, and I actually like that. I don't love these though. think they're the wrong color. And I think I have things. Look at that. I took stuff off this layout twice. I did enjoy it. It was so nice. And I haven't seen a lot of this friend. She's been really busy with some stuff going on. So she's one of my two closest friends, and we have not seen that much of each other. So it was very cool to be able to see each other. Look what I just found. Yellow hearts from Bella Boulevard. I think one of these needs to go on here, down here, because that'll echo that yellow heart there. But yeah, it was, I'm glad we did it though. It felt pretty good. And my sister and I are going to run tomorrow morning, but we'll eat, we'll do takeout, I'm sure, because the restaurant that we do that from usually when we run, I don't really love what they're doing inside, how their inside is, what do I want to say, arranged. We have a county near us that is not really following guidelines very well. And they're kind of taking advantage of that. So we do take out from them. All right, so there's that. There we go. I think I like the yellow hearts here. And that will do some of this. That's why I love putting this stuff here, because I'm like, okay, what can I use? And there's some yellow hearts. Now, I do have enamel dots, but I think I'm going to just leave those off here and see how many of the little white hearts and things I have on this Vicky Bouton sheet. And I see 3 of them for sure. 4, 5, there's, oh my gosh, there's a ton of them. Okay, so I definitely, that one's too big. I definitely can get some of these on here. And then that will echo that. They're going to be harder to see over here, obviously, because it's white on white, but we'll do it anyway. There. Did I watch any of the Twins Brewers games? No, I haven't. I know that they're playing. My mom is a huge baseball fan. I like baseball, but I was a baseball manager in high school, so I understand baseball really well, but I really prefer going to games instead of watching them on TV, if that makes any sense. So I did not. Although there was I have some really, really close friends who live up in Edina, which is a suburb of Minneapolis, if any of you guys don't know that area. And there was a whole thing going back and forth amongst some of my friends, because one of my friends lives up there, and her husband actually was born and raised in Edina, so there's a lot of smack talk going back and forth. Okay, so maybe 2 of those up there. I actually lived in the cities for a while and loved it. I, however, did not make it to any Twins games because of being a Brewer fan, I think. Okay, so I think that's good. Actually, I don't love these on here now. I keep putting stuff on and taking it off. Maybe here. There we go. Okay, so now the kids next door have kids next door have quieted down. Now my cats are running around. So, with Hollywood shut down, there's nothing on TV. Yeah, no kidding. The good news is I have Netflix, and I also have Hallmark. I can do Hallmark on my satellite, so I may or may not have back taped a few episodes of shows, or videoed them. Not videoed them. Yeah, DVR'd them. That's the word I want. Hi, my name is Kelly and I'm old. Okay, I think that layout is done. I really like how this looks, and I love this. So I think in that taking off that strip, as much as I liked the rainbow, was a good idea. So since it's still pretty early, oops, and I like to do this, you guys. I tend to glue towards the inside as well. But when I find stuff like that where it's really up and hasn't been glued down, then I'll just take my ATG and glue it, because I know I didn't glue this side. you have all three. Okay, now I'm really jealous. I only have one Barbara, but that's kind of fun. All right, so that's that one. Then I do have a picture of my own that I could do since it's only 8 o'clock my time. There I am. And when is this from? Oh, this is Memorial Day. So, this is what I look like on weekend nights and Thursday nights because I'm off on Thursdays. This would be my front porch. This is me with a book, and there's a glass of wine in my hand. And this particular day, it was rosé, which I actually have a Pinot Grigio tonight that I have not had much of that to drink. Anyway, so that's what I look like, and I just thought I just popped a picture of some things that I've been doing over Memorial Day weekend, and thought that would be fun. And I have an idea here. So you know how much I love this paper, right? I think it's time to use it. And then I do have this. The question is that going to be busy with that? But I could also always put another layer in there. Let's see. Actually, I think that's a little too busy, as much as I like it. So let's not do that. I'm going through my, so then my next paper I think about is, oh, let's do this one. Again, I think too busy. I really like to emphasize this. And then this, I could put that there, but I feel like the direction of the photo goes that way. So that leads me to put it here. But I think it would be kind of neat to emphasize this diagonal lines. Oh, I would love to have the Movies and Mysteries channel. I think that would be awesome. And when I eventually leave where I am right now, I'm toying with doing something like there's like, you know, subscription channel kind of things that you can do, and doing that. Okay, so looking to see what other patterns I have here. If there's any patterns I could use with this. I like actually this pink because of that being the rosé. And then I have this here. So let's put this down. There is a floral here too, so it's a smaller floral. So if I did this, I'm going to try it with this one, with the smaller floral, and see if I like it. And I have to shut my light off over here. My big Caterpillar Pro works with a light, so I know where to cut. And with my light on over here, I don't love that. Okay, so there's that. And then I actually think I really like this, like this. And then, so this is a nice foil between those two papers. All right. I'll put a little bit bigger border on the pink paper, just so they're not exactly the same. Yes. So one of the things, if you have a problem with cardstock that's really busy or patterns that are really busy, one of the things you can do, so let me show it to you with this. So that's a pretty busy pattern, although I've certainly, well, here, let me show it to you with this. This is the busy pattern, right? Okay. So if you have a hard time with this, now I would use this just like this and, you know, put some layers in here. But if that's not your thing and this is too busy for you, what you can do, this is a cool thing, is use it as a border. Now this is not a great example because I wouldn't use this paper, but if you use something that was more solid here, you still get a flavor of that border, but you don't have all of the busyness here. And let me, oh, I know. Let's see, I had a blue dot paper that I think it would be even easier to see. Oh, it's this one. So if you do this, I really want to show you what this looks like with something that it works with. Here. This will be better. Okay, so we've got that really busy paper. Now you take this and you neutralize the busy paper. But, excuse me, you still get that beautiful border with it. So when I do this, I like to leave a pretty thick border, usually about an inch. And you could even do it like that. And that really, I mean, look at how pretty that is. And let's measure this and see, because I just eyeballed it, which that's okay too. So yeah, actually this is about an inch right here. So now you get that gorgeous, gorgeous pattern, but if you're intimidated by busy patterns, you don't have to have the whole thing that way. The other thing you can do, Virginia, is just use it in a little bit smaller section. So maybe of your 12 by 12, it's a 3 or 4 inch section of your of this paper. Yeah, Cynthia, that's a great idea. Like on this, you could use a piece of white cardstock really easily. But so if this is a 12 by 12, maybe 3 inches or 4 inches of this top is that busy pattern. I will also use it this way, where I have 3 or 4 inches here, and then the busy pattern is down here. So it kind of depends on your comfort level, but that's 2 of the ways you can use a busy pattern. And to your point, Cynthia, with this one, the white paper would, oh yeah, my ruler does say Bethel. I actually have no idea where this came from. I've had it forever. So it does. Anyway, so that's kind of my idea. But this idea where I leave the inch border, I do all the time with busy pattern papers. So hopefully that helps you a little bit. We'll have to see. I might use this one like that, or I might just really go like this. Would be a fun layout where I really used that. Like that. Actually, I could use that with the paper I have right now, but we're not going to do that. Okay, back to this guy. Oh, is it really, Virginia? That's awesome. So where is it? I don't even know. Like I said, I have no idea where that came from. I've had it for a long time. Okay, so I'm cutting the border down on that peachy pinky paper that I have going around the floral. Okay, so we have that. There we go. And it's still not down enough. Mackenzie, Tennessee. I love Tennessee. It's a pretty state. My aunt and uncles used to live in Cleveland. So I love this. We would go visit them. I love the Smokies, and I just love Tennessee in general. Okay, so there we have that part of the layout done. And now I'm going back and I'm trying to find all my die cuts and everything I can. Oh my goodness. This is why I normally clean up between layouts. My head just has a hard time working when I'm looking at a lot of stuff like this. I could do Let's Stay Home with this because I was staying home. Oh, look at this. Read more books. I'm going to cut this, and I don't know if it's going to work because it's blue. And this was a Memorial Day where I stayed home. So I could use that Let's Stay Home card. That is a lot of blue on blue there. So I'm not sure that's going to make it. This is true. This makes me happy, and that would bring in some of the colors from, even though this is an Amy Tangerine paper, that floral, and this is that, what I always want to say pink paisley, pink Fresh Studios paper. Okay, there we go. Someday we'll be able to travel again, right? I need to get my ink out. I think that's part of the problem here is I'm not getting a lot of definition with these. So let's just ink here. And that will help really separate layers. And then because I'm feeling kind of daring, this is funny. So I used this pink paper in a cut file, and I backed the cut file with it, and there is a pencil mark up here. I'm like, what is that line? So I need to grab my eraser and erase that. Okay, that's better. That's really popping off the background there. That helps that too, even. Although that is a lot of pattern in here. So I'm not sure that this is going to make, maybe more like that. I almost feel like when I have the video up, when I can see it, it's like cheating. So one of the things that I've heard people say is that you can take a photo of it, or if you have a camera going, you can look through the camera as well too, but take a photo of it and look at it to see what you think. This feels like kind of whimsical, and this doesn't. Oh, I want to go to that arc. I've heard it's very cool from people who have been there. I have a trip coming up, hopefully, to go meet my new niece. Okay, I'm not loving that. We will wait on that. No, I'm going to wait on that. There is, so this is a thing of, I don't buy much Creative Memories, but I have a friend who I scrap with on one of my weekends, and she's a Creative Memories rep, so I usually try to get a few things since she runs our retreat, and so I have a few things from her. So there's a little yellow bow that could work really well. I'm thinking that Bloom Street might work well here too. There's this really cool floral wreath here. That's too much though, I think. Could go up here to have like another little cluster up here. Although, if I'm going to do flowers, I think I want to do the flowers from this collection. I have them right here. There we go. Better. Already better. Oh, look at that, you guys. That was such a simple little thing. It just feels like it blends better. And this one might blend a little too much, so let's see if I like it better with this. Now I can ink these. Actually, I like this cluster better here. So we'll ink these. I think the problem is that some of the things I was trying to use were not in the same kind of whimsical design. That makes sense. So it didn't feel like it fit to me. And now that I think about it, this is Amy Tangerine as well too. So all the paper on here is Amy Tangerine, but this is probably 2006, 2007, and this stuff that I have now is Picnic in the Park, which is her latest collection. Okay, so let's again stop fooling around here and let's get this down. Just do that. There we go. I'm liking this a lot better now. I just heard the cats. It's I keep hearing the cats and the neighbors' kids. And my neighbors told me last weekend that their grandkids were going to be here, and she apologized in advance, which we both do when we've got grandkids. We're like, just so you know, they're going to be here. Which is fine. They're not really that noisy. And even if they are, it's just for the weekend. I can survive that long. Okay, there we go. I'm liking this much better now. It's starting to feel better. Just looking to see. This is definitely summer lovin', because this is something I do during the summer. Does that go up here somewhere? It's too big. Nope, I think it comes back. I think it comes here. And that there. Isn't that funny? You find the right piece and then it just moves. Not a big fan of the bird. Oh, that's a sweet way to think of that, Cynthia. That children, the noise of children is an awesome sound to hear. That is true, them like playing outside and that kind of stuff, because there wasn't a lot of that kind of noise, was there? And really, the kids aren't really that loud. I think we're both more conscious of it, because I even said something to her after my grandkids were here 2 weeks ago. I'm like, I'm sorry for all the noise, and she's like, we didn't hear anything. So, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. We'll put that cluster up on top there. Yes. Yes, the sound of children is wonderful. And you guys know how much I love my grandkids, but it is kind of nice when they go home too, as much as I love them. Because it does get kind of loud around here. But I love them to pieces. I really, really do. I'm very blessed to have them. Okay, so we're going to tuck this under here. I think that's good. Oops, I think that's good. And then I'll ink this, and this I'm going to put up on some foam tape to get some dimension in here. I may just call this Summer Lovin'. I may not. I was thinking I would do a title on here, but kind of like it just as it is. I don't know what else I would call it. Because this is just, I took a series of photos on Memorial Day, and I decided to scrapbook them. Like I did 2 of them of my lunch or my dinner that day, because I grilled out, and there was another one of me running, so I did that separately, and then there was this one left over. So I think we'll just leave this. The Summer Lovin' is kind of cute, and I do love summer, so that's also appropriate. So there's that. Then these, this Picnic in the Park series has, you tear a lot of these banners and things, so I just take my old sandpaper block from Making Memories. This probably goes back to when I first started scrapbooking in 2000, or like scrapbooking like this, like 2005, 2006 again, and I just get the little edges off of that. And this needs to be inked too. And then I'll ink that bow as well. Okay. I had that song playing in my head a moment ago. Unlike Shamel, though, you do not want me singing. Trust me. That could be kind of scary, actually. Oops, and I kind of mixed this up a little bit with my ink. I should have been using my foam applicator here. It's going down anyway. God is perfect, I am not. Sometimes I have to remember that when I'm scrapbooking. All right, and this would be kind of fun to take the bow and kind of make it stand up, but not the bottom here. Like I'll take that piece and glue it down actually to the layout so it looks a little bit more 3D. Oops. Try one more here. I'm not getting them cut thin enough. And I did see, who did I see was using, oh, Victoria Marie, I saw was using a really thick, wide foam tape that she got at scrapbook.com that looked really cool. But and I thought, oh, that'd be nice, like when you want to pop up a whole photo or something. And I thought, yeah, I'd be forever cutting it down though. So I decided not to do that. But it's a cool thing if you like foam tape. And they didn't sell it in the big giganto roll. Have you guys seen my big gigantic roll of foam tape? I'll get it out for you just because it's so much fun. It's right here, so I can pull it out. So here's what's left. Okay, so I'm getting close. That's how they actually come. It's like 11 inches in diameter. So I buy these on Amazon. You can just, it's Scotch, 1/2 inch, 36 yard foam tape, and I just search for it and find the best deal on it. But that lasts me a couple of years when I get that, and you guys have seen how much foam tape I use a lot. Okay, so I'm really liking the way this is looking. Now I do have some enamel dots. Oh, the square, that I have heard the squares from Dollar Tree are kind of awesome. So I forgot to put this up. That would be something that I should look into when I need it sometime. But I've seen lots of people talk about those Dollar Tree squares. And I have one very conveniently not too far away from me. Okay, so then we'll get that guy back on there. I don't have a lot to say about this. Just looking to see. So I have 3 of these big pink enamel, well, 2 big ones, and 2 big ones, a runaway, and 1 very little one. I don't like that yellow, so I'm going to dig around here and find my yellow. Plus I have these 2 bright blue ones too. That's the only blue. This is the wrong blue, so I won't do that. I was excited. I thought I might use those all up, but I don't like that together. Oh my goodness, you guys. Only you could see the other side of my desk. It's a little frightening. All right, so here's some yellow. And I have that one pink one I need to use somewhere too. Can you use that one there. And this one, I don't think I have the tiny size in it. Just do that one down there. Put that there, and then I do have some turquoise ones here. And I also have green. So let's use turquoise. And these are tiny. These are from a company called Santoro. I don't really know much about them. Let's pop. Oh, actually, if I do that, it's lining up with the yellow ones. So we're going to take that off of there. These are really tiny. Oh, you have a, I just saw your note, Virginia, that you have a big shelf full so you can't cut them. That's good. Okay, there we go. I think that'll, that's too close. I need to go back to where I was. This thing needs to get down because, see, Kelly play with enamel dot. That makes for some really great YouTube watching, doesn't it? There we go. That one can go there. I'll put another little tiny one down here with that blue one. And then I could put one of these semis. These are like kind of smaller, but not as small as those tiny, tiny ones. We can put that one there. So, yay, we used up pink here. Oh, here's the, one of these flipped off. I just found it. That is the one thing I don't like about these teeny tiny ones. They get really, they're way, way, way tiny. Okay, so we have that, and I'm thinking, I don't know that I need another title here, because if I did, I'm going to glue down this bow, although maybe not. I'm going to leave that bow up. I was going to glue it down, but maybe not. Just trying to think if we want to put anything else, but I really love the way this looks. My other thought was I have an epoxy bow here. But my other thought was maybe some blue streak, but I think that's too... This looks like I'm trying to make it fit on here, I think. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's okay. We'll just pop that on there. One more piece that I don't have to put back. Great. I know what I was thinking, like, do I do a title over here somewhere? And I do have a really cool gold alphabet, but I think if I do this, just thinking about like the word calm. And I just realized I do not have any L's because I have had to make L's a couple of times. Here, I'm just going to do that F because that'll give me the spacing of the L, even though it is not an L. Oh, thanks, Virginia. I don't know that that adds anything in. I just think it's more stuff on there. I think I like it plain and just use the Summer Lovin' as the title. And we'll do that. So, all right, you guys. I think that's good, just the way it is. So, there we go. So, kit. Like I said, Shamel has another one. She's going to start working with it in the month of September. You can go to scrapbook.com and check it out and either buy all of it, pieces, or create one from your stash if you have any of the papers, or just find things that look like it, which is what I did for most of these papers that had the feel. And then the one before, I used about half of the papers I actually owned, so that made that a little easier. But it's just really easy. I didn't know if I was going to like working with a kit as much. I've done it before. When I did Mini Kit Monday, I obviously pulled a kit together and that kind of stuff. But it's been really fun, and not to mention that these are colors that are really in my wheelhouse, right? I love colors like this, so that's it. So thanks for all your compliments, you guys. I hope there wasn't too much. Sometimes I find it hard to think and talk at the same time, obviously. So thanks for putting up with that when I can't find words. So anyway, but yeah, it's been a fun exercise to do this. So all right, you guys, hope you have a great weekend. That's what's coming up, a weekend. I'm not sure if I'm going to be live next week or not. I know the following week I definitely won't be. So that would be the week for those of us in the US. That's the Labor Day weekend. I know I won't be live that Friday. So I have some plans. So I'm not sure about next week. We'll see what I end up doing. So, all right, you guys, that's the layout. Thanks for joining me tonight. And if you have any questions, you can just always leave them and I'll answer them. I need to get back to working on answering some of the questions people have left me. Maybe that's what I should do tonight. So anyway, you guys, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye, everybody.